Adventure time. Come on, grab your
No,
art
that's
supplies.
copyrighted. No, we
I
gotta be.
changed the word. It's fine. I
it's
changed the
it's
word. It's fine.
it's a mashup now. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
welcome
Well,
to art, art. Brought to you by the art,
the Seal Foundation of America.
or translated to English. It is the MLP Drawing School live stream of drawingness. Where we
Yay,
draw.
art,
Actually, we
art,
really
art,
don't draw
art.
that much.
Heathen. No, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
I mean, you
Yes,
draw a
yes.
lot more than me. Yeah, like,
Shh. What? No, I don't. What? I don't spend my day. What?
I mean, you just make me jealous. Anyway, as you might realize, there's an alley claw in our heads right now.
Whoa, hi. Your head's pretty cool. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty
And
great.
then there's a zom also in your heads.
The zoms in your hearts, actually. I
I
just
don't know
echo
what
up through your esophagus.
I don't know what drugs you took to get a zom in your heart, but they're pretty great. So keep taking them.
Unfortunately, our ever faithful vital mender is a little under the weather, so send your love over to her.
Send the
Love,
squeaks.
love.
She understands squeaks, so just get the squeaks. Squeak squeak squeak.
And I guess we could art. As you might know, we do this weekly Eggy thing that everyone should join in and art in. I'm looking at you, Salami. We should just start making it mandatory if we critique your art here.
You
You
have
just
to do an egg.
yeah, which is
Are
even
you
better
behind that?
because we don't give people choices in it. Sometimes.
You wanna be here? One admission costs one Aggie art.
I believe in you, Salami.
That's a good face. I like that emote face.
I also see Di Levy here. And a new person, Escry. New people.
Hi, new people.
Allie, new people happened.
They're growing.
Oh my
Who
gosh.
told them? Who told them the secret?
I think it was Stranger Source.
Always blame Dino.
Yep.
So Bant art. We got art. Bants to art. That's what we do. We're cool like that. But I guess no one's in the chat who we
No.
have art for.
Yeah.
Sadly.
So we're just gonna start rattling this stuff off. In fact, we're gonna critique all four at once and overlay the audio so no one can understand it. But it'll be great.
Beautiful.
It'll be
That
transcendent.
itself, that can be a work of art itself. We can say it's a slam poetry.
Nice. I mean, we already did the musical episode, right?
Good time. Next month we'll do another.
Good. Wait, what? Do we actually need to plan songs now?
Plan songs. Who are you?
I am Living Dead. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you as well.
All right, so let's do the first one then. It's by a new person. Everyone be excited. New people.
Yay.
Their name is Edboy20. I hope it's Ed, and Eddie. Just like a big fan of them.
That'd be great.
And their submission is called The Cool Kids.
So cool.
Not spelt with a
So
K.
fresh.
So I don't think they're a 90s kid. Or like the marketing people trying to sell to us. I don't know.
I don't see a skateboarding dog with a backwards cap, so check
This
out.
is a problem. I think it needs to be added into the picture. That is our first bit of critique. If you want this to be truly cool, we need the skateboarding dog with the backwards hat and the lowered pants. But they have to be bell-bottom pants.
Of course, of course. Only logical.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk ponies here. You want to take the one on the left, and I'll take the right?
Sure.
Meet somewhere in the middle? We also have a background that could use a little shoring up with the angle of the ponies. Ooh, man.
So, would you say these are fillies or?
I would say we're also on the wrong layer.
Oh.
Well, they're in high school, right? Or school? It just says the
They're in
cool
school.
kids. So I'm going to assume middle age. They aren't adults.
Okay, so they're young, they're hip.
Yeah, so the larger head proportion makes more sense.
Yeah. Might be a little too big though, for the body size.
Well, if we go with CM, I think they're older than CMC because these ones have like high school lockers.
Mm-hmm.
Although I also had those lockers in elementary school, I just wasn't allowed to use them. Allie, my life is confusing.
Don't worry about it, just pony.
Just pony. I hope you're all watching the new series because it's pretty great. And by series, I mean season. There's like small horses in it.
Them small equines. I gotta say, it's not bad starting off. Not what I expected, I guess I'll say.
No, I can agree. Not starting off with a back-to-back episode like you normally do is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's not foretelling of no more adventure episodes in this series or season. Because I really love the adventure episodes.
They're both good. I mean, really, I can't complain either way.
We aren't going to spoil it. We're just talking about it on a surface level.
Yeah, generalizations.
It's great to see ponies back.
Yeah.
Did they change their animation tools? Because bits of it look a bit nicer.
I mean, each go around they seem to get slightly better. You know, they push the limits a little bit.
I know with the movie they've completely changed over to what's the
shoot, it's in the top of my tongue.
Whatever they use for Miyazaki.
Frame by frame animation software. That's Toon Boom. Yes, thank you, Salami.
Yeah, and there are
And
images
Street
of
Fighter.
stuff coming out from that, and it's looking great.
Mm-hmm.
Doing my best
can't
to
wait to-
avoid them. Oh.
Yeah. Well, the one teaser wasn't exactly spoilery, but I feel bad that the teaser kind of like it fell short. Like apparently it was compressed wrong, so the shadows are wrong, so it looks bad or worse than it's supposed to be.
Oh, I didn't realize that happened. I didn't even realize there. Well, I knew there was a trailer. Is it a teaser or a trailer?
It's a teaser. Like it's showing the few ponies, and they say exciting things like, "Oh my gosh, we're having a movie."
Okay, so it's not selling the movie. It's getting people
like,
interested.
It's going to exist. Get ready.
All right. So, what have I done here? I didn't draw all your neck because your neck's a little long. Unless if this is a long neck pony. I mean, when you're growing, your body does all sorts of weird stuff. Like your arms grow longer than your butt, and it's just weird. So this might actually be canon for what the character is supposed to be, but just on a cursory glance, the neck's a little long. So I'd shorten that up. I've shored up the legs a bit just to give them a bit less rigidity and a little more marshmallowness. I actually want to fix one that I did because looking at it, that pony is about to fall over. Here we go. So this leg, if we compare it to the front leg, like this different color here, we get yo. Oh, why did I do green on green? That is wrong, Living Dead. You are ejected into the slime.
Not the slime.
We were watching, what's the show? Oh my gosh. Names are just failing me today. Did you ever remember the show Uh-Oh?
I don't.
Oh, it might have never actually hit your stations.
Yeah, it might not be American.
No, it's definitely a Canadian show, but it might never be. Anyway, one of our friends we learned was in it in the 1996, and so we had to watch the episode.
Love when that happens.
And it took us a long time to find it. It was great, though.
Did you guys ever watch Double Dare? Or did you guys ever have Double Dare for like Nickelodeon? Double Dare and Double Dare 2000?
I don't know what it is.
It's like a kids game show where they just like, slime everywhere and silly things. Anyway, my cousin
That is the
was
same show. Different name.
Probably. I have no doubt. Those kids game shows were like all the rage back in the 90s. Best one by far was Legends of the Hidden Temple, though.
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do a little actual art talking. Hopefully that conversation was enjoyable to listen to while we did our little draws over. So what I did was I kind of cleaned up. I did the same thing as Zom. I made your neck just slightly shorter. What I did was I also made your head shorter. As you can see, I brought down the neck. Well, not even that much. It's more the where the neck connects to the shoulders rather than where it connects, or to the body, where it connects to the head. So I kind of made it come out a little further, get that nice round chest going. They got some chest. It doesn't quite curve in all the way. And I took, since it seemed like you were leaning MLP style, I did the thing where the legs come out from underneath the pony. One of the big things, this little gap here in between the legs, I don't think you would have such a substantial gap. So I made the legs closer together instead of wide apart, and I brought it down some also because the chest needs a little bit. It's a little bit bigger. It's like you look at this circle in the middle. Let me get a different color to distinguish. Look at a yellow. So like the circle here, this is like the chest size. So we want to keep that size for the pony's chest itself when looking onto it. If we make it smaller, it's going to be squished, and the horses, if you ever look at a horse, they have really big chests. They're called barrels. And, as we all know, ponies inspired by horses. So just remember a horse. Remember a horse and remember their chest. They got big, strong chests. And as for the leg, I brought it down a little bit closer to the others to keep it on a plane. With this yellow, I'll just draw my little square. Squares are super helpful whenever you're drawing. Just help you keep track of everything. And there would be, if you had this gap, you would draw the fourth hoof because you could see it behind the pony. But since I closed it up with bringing things together, we won't see it. But just remember your overlap. Instead of having the hoof come out like that, since we're staring front on, it's more of a slit. And then you bring the hoof down. But that's general. And just for the face, I made everything shrunk. I shrunk it down to more proportion to the body.
That makes sense. So, much like Allie was saying, just a little leg work. I've just made them slightly more marshmallow, slightly rounder. You see how our two planes differ? That's because your pony's two planes differ too. What you need to do, if you're going to put more than one character and one object on a screen, you need to set out your planes. And this is as easy as just drawing down a few lines and working from there, because multi-point perspective will save you in this. There's tools on your drawing programs to do it. This looks like there's brush weight and line corners, edges, whatever, line weight to it. So I'm assuming this is an actual drawing program, not paint.net or something.
Mm-hmm.
So go look for your perspective tool on there if you want an easy version of perspective, and go look at like 2-point perspective and just throw it on down and work from there. It will help you a lot in making these pictures more cohesive for all the characters on the same plane, along with the same plane as the background. What that looks like in, say, let's throw up our ever lovely clip paint here. Allie's just going to have to imagine what I'm doing.
Imagination.
So in this, it has a perspective tool. I just have to remember where I put it. I think it's actually a layer for it, isn't it?
For perspective, yes, I believe so.
Yeah, creates perspective ruler. So 2-point, and we get a nice perspective ruler. We can set the points that we go to. Then we get these beautiful lines that tell us how the perspective's sitting. We can bring them up, bring them down, whatever we need to do to make this perspective what we want it to be. So say the ground is now in front of us, we have the roof above us. It's great, looks awesome. And we can use these as all rulers to snap everything to. Ooh, there. Oh my gosh, it lays a grid! Allie, it lays a grid!
It's nice. I can't recommend the program more to people. It's just so nice.
Look at that. There's your floor. Now you go, oh, I need a pony. I need a pony on here. And you're just like, no. Helps if I have a layer selected in the tool. No. It's doing the line bits. You have to turn off layer snapping. But yes. Look at that. Just use it. It'll be on pretty much every drawing program worth its salt.
Except for SAI.
Yeah, except for Psy. Actually, it's on Psy 2.
Oh, Psy 2 has it.
And Psy 2's works pretty well. It doesn't do this, but it does do as many lines as you want, and it'll draw from points and stuff. So if you want to try the demo or the early access of Psy 2, give it a go. It's kind of nifty.
Also, know that you don't even need a program to do this for you. There's a lot of great reads on perspective out there, and you can draw your own grid, even for practice. It's something I did a lot when I was in drafting. Really simple, easier than you think it is. It just takes a few practices to get the idea right.
Yeah. Google 2-point perspective, because 2-point is probably the easiest. 1-point would sound easier, but honestly, 2-point's easier.
1-point tends to get exaggerated very quickly.
Yeah. 2-point doesn't have the like growing limbs that would happen from 1-point.
Sometimes perspective can make your work look funky, and sometimes it's just about making the art look good, not be 100% correct.
All right, so let's move on to the next one. I hope we see more from this artist. It is their first post, and they say they're not the best, but they're looking for honest critique, and I hope this is what they get from this. Remember, if you have any questions, and I hope you've made it to this point of watching this, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Hop in the Discord, ask away there. There's always artists on hold waiting for you.
Always happy to help when we can. Like, that's what the whole group's about.
And you should feel free to critique too, because critiquing is magic.
Anyone can critique.
Yeah. It helps build up a repertoire and build up knowledge in your head, because you go and ask questions and then try and answer them based on stuff you've done or researched. It's great. So let's look at this lovely little Fluttershy here.
Luther, she's so scared.
I suspect it's because the cool kids are over there.
She just wants to be a cool kid, that's all.
So this is done by Stamus. You might know them from 20 other images we've done.
Possibly.
In case their last post, I believe they said this was going to be their last pony. So this is good to see.
More pony.
The only reason I say this is good to see, ponies are a great starting point. If you have any interest in them, they're just little balls of happy. They're so malleable and playable.
That's really why I think it took off, just all the art in the fandom, because they're so approachable.
Alright, so let's talk about what's going on in here. First of all, that's so good inking. Oh, wow, you're good at this.
It's really clean. I love how clean it is.
And then the very simple background they have. Just this box that sort of comes out of nowhere and ends nowhere.
It works. It really gives a place. It feels, like she's not floating on the page. She's there.
Yeah, because if she didn't have something to lean up against, this would look awkward.
Now, I think the only major criticism I have is I'm kind of confused by your shadows. They look nice, clean, thick, and dark for inked shadows, but I'm confused where the light's coming from. What's it doing? Why is the top of her head getting shadow when this whole area has light? This has light. I'm not sure why this wouldn't have light either. There's just some spots that are throwing me off on consistency of light. So for next time, just keep that in mind. Maybe even with a pencil very lightly, you could sketch out where some shadows would go. Maybe have get away yellow. Get darker color.
I wonder if it's a matter of they wanted to shade inside the hair, but because they're only just using black solid as the only shading bit, that's all the option they had is we go to 100 or nothing.
Well,
So-
even still, there would still be an absence of light up in this area if we're considering the light source is over here.
Yeah. Maybe it's metal shy.
It could be. It could be metal shy. But if it's not.
So one of the nice things that go almost hand in hand with inking is hatching. Because hatching is a wonderful way to throw down shadows without actually making it black. What does hatching look like? Simple as lines. Lines, 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 lines. Lines, lines, lines.
Small lines, big lines, thick lines, overlapping lines, as long as they're consistent, they're hatching.
Yeah.
Like scribbles aren't hatching. It's usually like consistent parallel lines.
Go
Or
look
you
at
can have cross hatching.
basically any manga will have
Yeah.
cross hatching used because it works very well with inking.
Oh, and also another thing, because I know you have black, so you have black and you have the page. So you have that to work with, and that's it. There are things you can do where you don't, you put the absence of line to represent your line. So say you wanted this line to stand out, but you wanted some shadow over here, but also to have the main colored in. Well, leave this line white. Have a white streak going. Have that be your line telling the story of the hair that's coming through. It's hard. It's definitely hard to do this, but it's an option to create line. It's negative space sort of thinking. Instead of actually drawing the line, you have the lack of line representing your line. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with that in inking. It's all about experimenting, figuring out how you want to do it or why. Like you did here, this white line right here, and how you kind of have this area white to show the shadow on the animal and her hair. Use that, but more all over. Show the separation and all that. You could even have one here with the belly line and the arm coming out. Different things like that.
I am unsure what these wings are doing. I think they just turned them upside down and went down. Because they seem to be like limp.
Upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
if they want to have limp wings, that's completely fine. But these are backwards, I think, and
Yeah.
that's where they fall.
So Fluttershy, when she gets scared, and in fact all ponies when they get scared, their wings pull in. They pull them into the body, shrink their body. They don't go up and get limp or anything. I don't know if it's part of their animation just to make it easier, but it seems to work well, and it makes sense. Because you don't flail your arms out when you get scared. You go, oh gosh, and pull yourself in. I don't know. This is also another case of drawing everything in the image, including what's behind them, is so useful during your undersketching period. Just make sure you draw in those wings behind them. Any legs that are hidden behind anything, draw it all in. Because it's going to tell you if that arm is bending all the way around that picture just to stick up through the top or not. It's very important. Very useful.
And if you're ever worried about sketching too darkly and not being able to erase from your inking, something you can do is you can sketch out your whole image, and then there's great stuff called vellum, which takes ink very well, and it's pretty see-through, so you can trace your sketch with ink. And it'll be nice and clean, there'll be no sketching underneath.
Or even on just a different piece of paper, do all your thumbnails of this, work out all those bits, and then do the good copy.
Mm-hmm.
Useful tools. Sometimes, though, I mean, you get stuck. You're drawing a picture, and you're like, "Oh, this is working out pretty good, pretty good. Oh, I kind of want to ink this," and finish it up and go, "Oh, shoot."
Listen, that's called happy little accidents. You make them work.
Totally. All right, shall we move on to the next one? 'Cause this one's pretty good. I really like where they're going.
Definitely. I love, like I said, I love how clean it is. It's very nice.
There's a story being told out in these top 3 images. I think those ponies are hunting down the main 6.
Maybe that's why they're the new cool kids. They found out the main 6's dark secret.
It's that thing they do with that tree.
Oh God.
It's harmony, man. Just harmony.
G Scoob.
Jeez.
Anyway, so we have Dear Old Sad Twilight.
This is by Spellbound Canvas, and it's labeled Her First Night. Drawing Tablet Practice. Please critique. They have a comment in here. I spent a total of 11 hours working on this yesterday. The part that gave me the most trouble was shading Twilight's right front leg. I just couldn't really settle on a specific pose. If someone could give me some help with that specifically, that would be great. So right front. Are we talking our right or the ponies?
I want to say the ponies.
Okay.
This guy. I would actually switch up pose a bit. Get our circles going, just so I can have a point of reference. Gotta love the circles. Circles are friends.
I wanna hug her, Allie.
Do it. Hug her. Make her feel better.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
You know what? You hugging?
The tablet's kind of warm.
That's just the warmth of her hug and friendship.
Aww.
All right. So I got our basic body bean.
Nice.
This is the best friend of the pony. If you do not know the ways of the bean, it's just looking into it. There's a lot of great tutorials out there for it, and it just really helps with the proportion and anatomy of any pony. Most ponies, maybe not Snowflake with his bulging muscles. He's a special pony.
You can just use me as a model for that one.
Oh, Zom. Cue
Yeah.
audience laughter.
What?
Cue audience laughter.
We need a laugh track recorded by everyone so we can mix it together and do this.
Beautiful. So yeah, I think that's the first thing you want to look at is just proportions of everything, especially like the base proportions, those 3 circles, because the head is just a smidgen a bit big. Maybe for a filly, it could have these kind of crazy big head, because fillies tend to have really big heads, small bodies. What is it, like their head size is the same height as their body?
Yeah, their entire body, including legs.
Yeah, so those kind of larger proportions definitely are more for the smaller, younger horse. But for like someone like Twilight, I would say keeping things a little bit smaller, a little more, divided, broken up with the 3 circles, definitely helpful. So you were having issues with the posed leg. Let's see. Well, right now I see. Let me get a different color. That's an ugly color. Right now I see kind of two joints. You kind of go down and out, where a pony has more, say here, shoulder, down, boop, boop, and then the hoof. That hoof. So, this would just be a matter of going back over and looking at how horse anatomy or pony anatomy translates and how they sit. I know there's a lot of guides that explain this kind of thing, so I won't go too deep into it because it's been said 1,000 times better than I can barf out right now.
Allie, mine's doing the same thing yours does occasionally.
You've caught it. I've infected you.
What the heck?
It's weird, I know. So my 2 cents would just be have some more bend going on, show, you know, here I'll just draw the full circle so you can like kind of see how that connects and all that goes on. Play with that. See how they bend and go, where all the joints are, the bendy joints. But ponies can have their legs out straight like that, can they?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
They've done it in the show.
Yeah, I'm not too good, but something seems off. Do you think you can take a whack at it?
I think it's because we're missing another leg. Like it's very, we can see the body's leaning a bit, just based on how Twilight's two legs are going on her front legs. So if her back one is going to be there, I would actually twist it.
With the tail seems to be blocking the other side, so...
Yeah, but Twilight's tail was never, like, a massive thing, right?
Depends.
You're right, it's whichever toy you bought.
There.
By the way, Negi777, feel free to submit your art to us for that critique. Yeah, I think that'd be right. The only thing I would do with that leg, Allie, is I would give it a bit more emphasis on the hoof.
Good call. Good call. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to position that. Because I know the one thing that was getting to me was that there wasn't any really separation for the hawk, which is that little guy right there, that poke out corner.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of like drove right from the thigh into the leg, so... Now have that little wedge, break it down into shapes, you know, you got your cylinder hoof and your... I want to say it's a weird bean diamond.
It's the teardrop.
Yeah, teardrop, thank you. Words today are hard.
Wordamicus.
Yeah. Otherwise I say good angle on the horn. And nice shading on the horn too. That is really nice shading.
We talked about this in your last one. You're using the digital textures. They can be okay, but I'd suggest just staying away from them. They're gonna cause awkwardness between your picture.
Something I hear often is like, these texture brushes, they're a valid tool. They work. People use them all the time. But something that really benefits you is learning how to do it yourself first, so you have an idea how to apply the already, finished texture. It sort of, gives you that time to experiment, really learn what the texture can do and how it reacts to stuff, instead of just flatly line the texture over everything. Because you can use these things to an advantage, and many professional artists use tools such as like pre-made textures and texture brushes and all that stuff. They're not cheating at all, but there is a gap to learn how to use them.
Usually involves a lot of muting of the shading and coloring on them to match the rest of the style that you're applying to the image.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shall we move on to the next one?
I am game if you are.
Alright, well, we're just plowing through these. Looks like we're gonna have a submission shortly from the chat. So let's do this one. We'll do a run of them. I'd just like to remind everyone that the Aggie's still going on. I got it before strangers ours.
He's gonna delete it.
He is. He's gonna do that.
There he goes. Dang Dino. We gave him powers. We weren't prepared to suffer the consequences.
No one horse could have all these powers. That's why we gave it to a dinosaur.
Everybody run!
Yeah, it's a Fluffy's eye.
Fluffy!
I didn't know how to come in the conversation. That's good enough for the point.
Yeah. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Hooray!
Yeah, pretty great. Alright, on to the next one then.
On to the next one.
We have more prison. Oh, what is up with these ponies getting to jail?
Listen, they had a rough week. They had a rough week.
Rough week. This one is super cute.
Good, are they in the hospital?
Yeah.
Suppose that's a lab cell. Mood comes across.
Except I don't know where my tablet pen's gone.
Let's run away.
So this is by Skyflies, and it's I'd love some feedback on this. Yeah, they do look like hospital gowns. Maybe all these pictures are related.
It tells a story.
Someone write a fanfic of this. It'll be great. Hopefully not cupcakes.
No, please.
Oh, I'll just be back in just a moment.
Alrighty.
Roommate got home. Gonna close the door.
Since
What's up? I'm closing the door because the mic's live.
Okay.
Aww.
What is going on there?
Oop, wrong tool. Erase, erase, erase. Scrubba, scrubba, scrub, erase. That's a bit too
So I
high.
just felt that Pinky's face was a bit too low down, so I moved up a bit too far, but yeah.
That's a good point. I like it. I like it. Trying to figure out this rainbow dash. Sitting.
God damn. I'm completely stuck on my chair. My headphone cable gets stuck all the time. Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
There was something I was looking at Dash's body, but I think her wings, as adorable as they are, do seem very small though.
I
And
agree.
I think they should tuck, if I can just get on this,
Go for it.
along with you. Where is my brush? I keep losing sight of my brush in this program. Also, it's very hard to see our drawing. Like, you're using like the perfect color. I'm going to switch to yellow because that'd be like way easier to see. If we like lighten these or like lower the opacity, it'd be much easier to draw it.
See, I can. Where's the
Whoa,
opacity?
what is happening here?
I stepped away to yell at the roommate, and by yell I mean tell
How
him there's
dare
food in the fridge.
Lowered the opacity of my green so we can see more.
I meant more the original drawing.
Oh.
Like if that had the opacity lowered.
I did lower it.
Okay.
That's why it's faded.
Oh, I can see that.
We will do that picture next, Niggy.
So I think the wings should not only be bigger, but they're kind of pointed outwards. I think the wings kind of fold in along the side of the body, so just keep in mind where the body is positioned and how it's shaped. And I'm just going to draw like on the side here. I'm going to do like a side view thing, because this is obviously very third quarter. The way Ali's done the body there is very much accurate. If you notice, okay, I exaggerated that a little bit too much. If you notice, it's not exactly an oval, it's thicker on the bottom than it is on the top. So the wings I've done sort of go in this follow that sort of pyramid shape. But yeah, just sort of think about how the body goes, how the wings are going to sort of arc around that. Going from this position is completely different from learning how to draw the wings from a side view, or from different angles. It's always something that you have to work out, and it's not the easiest thing. I was struggling with this a little while ago, and I'm still not an expert. But it's like, yeah, just look up references. Look up. What I do is Google pony pose ref or angled pose ref or something, and you tend to get lots of drawings of ponies from different angles, or vector images, or just blank things that you can use as reference for the shape of the body and the position it's in. And you can usually find one pretty close to what you're trying to draw, and it really helps to sort of to get that angle in for analysis. When I realized I was doing my wing completely wrong on this. I was doing your character here, and Ali knows this. I was getting Ali Claw here. I was getting her help from on the wings. So on my own. What I realized was I'd forgotten the 3 extra feathers on top of the wing, which I've never been drawing, which means I've never drawn wings right. And secondly, that the leg folds over the wings in third quarter position, which is what I've been getting wrong. But it's always just a case of referencing, learning what you're not doing 100% accurately, or just what you could be doing better.
It takes time. References. I mean, we
Different.
all have
Research.
issues. Weird angles get you, no matter how good you are.
And you will you'll continue to have those positions, the angles, the proportions, the things that just throw you off. No matter how good you get, you'll always have things that you're like, oh, this is a struggle, and you'll have to look up reference and figure out how it's done.
Every good artist reference, even all the artists you look up to, they reference.
Yes, exactly. So no, I actually want to say I actually liked how Pinky's body was positioned before you did your redlining. I mean, there's nothing wrong with how you've redlined either, but I really liked her pose actually. I think, are you doing it because her proportions look slightly bigger than Dash's, or?
Yeah, pretty much. Just keeping with the same, bean proportion.
Mm.
She looks very thin, and then the stomach bulge here seems a little off.
Yeah, I think the chest and body proportion could be thicker, because yeah, you're right there, it's very thin around there. But the legs, I really like the legs. I like how they weren't in an exact parallel position. They're kind of splayed differently, which that's
totally.
a really nice touch. Also, the only thing else that I can say, which isn't so much something you've done wrong, but just an area that I think could be improved a lot, is the eyes. There's nothing wrong with them at all, and I can see you being quite creative with them. But there's a lot of room for improvement there. Just absolutely go nuts. Look up artists you like, try different eye styles, just have a whole page where you sketch out different eye shapes. Don't worry about coloring them or lining them, just make really messy sketches, and say, okay, I really like drawing this sort of shape a lot, and try to sort of work on those a bit and see which style you like going with the most. Although I do feel that Pinky's irises are much smaller than Rainbow's and very circular.
She's staring.
But yeah, they seem to be smaller than Rainbow Dash's eyes. And she doesn't seem to be making a shocked expression. It was very blank even before I redrew it. It was a very blank expression, so it's that's the only way the iris would be smaller, is if they were sort of doing that shocked.
No, I agree. It's and that's something I'm glad you attempted it. Sort of looking at the viewer look. It can be very hard. What you have going on, it's like she's looking over the viewer's shoulder. No matter where you stand, she's looking past the viewer. So if you want to make that connection, keep trying for it. But something you can also do is give her something to focus on. She could just be glancing over at Dashi, or looking off to the corner. But right now she's looking.
It looks like she's looking to the corner for me. But yeah, if you Ali is saying, if you want it looking directly at the viewer, just sort of think about the eye position. That's actually something I struggle with a lot. I don't like drawing eyes in the direct middle. It looks so creepy when I do.
It's a hard balance to make. You never want to. Whenever you're looking at the viewer, you tend to want to have the face turn, so it's follow me eyes.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not easy to draw the irises directly in the middle of the eye whites, where every bit of the iris is visible. For some reason, it just looks really creepy, and it's really hard to draw, let alone draw right. So yeah, have their head if you want to have looking at the viewer, the best examples always have the head turned. in some direction, either looking up at the viewer or looking to the side towards them. Even just slightly third quarter, it does make it a lot easier. And there's something else, but if you want... Oh yeah, the shadow. I'm assuming that's like the door. Like there's like a door open and like the lights casting through, or is it like a window or something? Where you got like the shadow bordering the sides of the image. The only thing is, it would not be directly straight on. It's not something you have to do a terrible amount of research and reference into lighting and all that, but it's not actually too hard to do once you sort of think about it. But I'm just going to do some sort of lining of where the shadow would fall. I was just thinking about, you know, this object is round, how would the shadow sort of fall around this point? You can do references in real life as well, that always helps, but just just know that it would definitely not fall flat like this. You'd have to have a pretty intense optical illusion with the shapes twisted in all kinds of weird ways to get the shadow to actually fall flat like that.
All right, shall we look into the next one?
I think so.
I was just
Right.
lining the shadow.
Flies. He's full of flies. Let me just get it up here. You still with us, Nagy? It's gonna be... Oh, I was wrong about its size.
Sleepy pun.
Sleepy, sleepy, sleepy.
Oh, I love that twisty tail. Oh my god.
Nice curls.
You got some really good like shape there. Like the proportions, it has such a good 3D depth. I'm loving that.
You should draw Rarity a lot.
You probably did for practice. The only thing is, I think the outline of the tail being lighter, well, it's essentially like the same color as the tail almost, where the shading is, and then it's slightly darker on the light parts, but it's very hard to see. I would like it's definitely a light enough color that you could easily like make it a darker color than the tail. The only, in fact, no, the body has it as well. To be honest. The only time that the outline seems to be lighter is when the body is really dark, like a super dark gray. Then the outline's usually lighter, but most of the time you're not going to get that. Because these are sort of pastel colored, and this character, of course, is very light colors as well. Very easy to shade, very easy to add something nice. Give yourself some nice wiggle room with the outline color as well. So having it light like that just kind of makes it a bit messier looking and a bit harder to see. But that's just my opinion, to be honest.
I'm just playing, seeing, making sure, checking light sources.
Yeah!
Sometimes it's fun to just draw a big obnoxious yellow circle and like, yep, that's my light source. It's easy to just, you know, go through and check everything nicely.
Do you want a crayon?
Yeah, I would love a crayon.
So we can draw big yellow suns.
Can I have a black crayon to give it sunglasses?
Well, I'm
Yes.
trying to figure out what's happening with the hooves, with this furry bit over here, because
Oh,
I'm
that's
like-
the hair. There's a
yeah, 'cause
ponytail.
at first I thought that was just the okay, definitely change the color of this.
Yes.
That tie really threw me off because it looks like it's just part of the beanbag. I thought that this went down here like this, that the arm came down, and then went into his hair, and then I realized there's a sock here, so I'm like, oh, the sock's like coming up part of the hair. I thought you just had like hoof hair or whatever, and then like just a lot of it was not in the sock for some reason. I don't know. Definitely change that color because that makes it really hard to make out. Is that the other one there, on that side?
Yep. So
I understand like you don't want to, you know, oh, this is the color of the tie in the OC design, you know. If you can't change that, change the color of the pillow.
Yes.
Or, you know, just accept sometimes changing the color of the ties or something. You don't have to do it permanently, but for some pictures it might work better, you know. It's just a piece of clothing, so they could easily like get different colors of it. But you know, that's up to you at the end of the day. If you'd rather change the pillow, that would definitely be a better option. But it just makes it quite hard to see. Like I got really confused there.
My only thing I'd say about the tail, unless this OC really does have a very, very large tail like this, I would make the base thicker. You have a very thin base that turns into this massive hair.
Ah, yeah, I see that.
The tail it needs some, little loveliness to this
Like
front part to
it's
have all that
typhoon.
hair come from. And then you can just, you can have your curls and it'll be beautiful, beautiful curls.
What is going on behind this pony?
It looks like the bedposts.
But it curves down. Like it ends somewhere along
Mm.
the side
Yeah,
of it there.
I just spotted that. That's kind of weird. It definitely looks like it's curving towards the viewer, but that's completely at the wrong angle.
Yeah.
Not even close. It looks definitely like there's like a set of stairs next to him, really.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I could believe stairs.
Yeah,
Oh,
but why would they be sleeping at the top of the stairs?
Yeah.
Well, maybe the bed's right up against it and the stairs go back. Though I will, it's something's
It's
a little
weird.
off.
It's
Yeah,
fix it.
something.
Change it. Explain it? No, I'm gonna go with change it. Because it creates a weird tangent. Our eyes assume this is flat across it, and then the background's going here. We have no reason
Oh.
to believe it's coming down.
You know what? You know what's throwing it off? Giving thickness to it. This is what's throwing it off. If you just made this a singular line on top and bottom, we would just assume it was flat. It was parallel to, the horizon line.
Oh, it is a staircase.
It's a staircase, but see, like, this thickness on top here, this shows that it's coming towards us, that we can see the top of it. But if it's truly behind the pony, it would just be one line. Right now it's having the illusion that it's coming towards us. But you just want it to go behind her. That's what my guess is. Because you also have the thickness here, as if we can see over the staircase.
Yeah, beyond that, I don't have much else to say.
Only other thing I'd say is maybe less light on the face. You can have some creative, shadow play with only like half the face lit, because you definitely wouldn't have this back portion lit. And this would get barely any light over here, just because her head's turned away from your main light source.
The same could be said about the pillow too, then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the next thing. The pillow and even the sock here. And maybe even darken some of this sock over here. Stop doing the thing. Okay. Yeah, some darkness, because the whole butt and hip's gonna shade that foot. Make it all dark.
Oh, so that pony needs to pull up her socks a little bit more. The front part, anyway.
They're falling off. Otherwise, yeah, just keep going, keep going with what you're doing.
Yeah. Your style's definitely coming into its own already, so just keep it up and good luck.
Love the tail twist at the end. I think it's my favorite.
That is a strength. Like, keep that. Like, because that is something you're really good at.
Mm-hmm.
An important thing to learn is from the very beginning of doing art is when you find something that you're good at, flaunt it. I've gone through most of my art life by just like supporting my motivation as such by the things I know I can do well, so it carries me through learning the things I'm not good at. And you can get to be known for the things that you do to be totally awesome. There's this
Yeah.
person's smell because they do these really amazing hair twists.
Do you have any questions for us, or anything you were struggling with that you want help with?
Were they a stream watcher or?
Yep.
Yes,
Cool.
they are here.
We really have to get you going on more than one monitor here. You gotta watch everything.
I have two, but I just never open the stream. Actually, I have Picardo up anyway, so I'm gonna.
Oh,
I open Ed.
I'm gonna throw stuff at you, man. You're gonna
I
get like a
opened Edge
potato.
against the Aggie. So I'm like, hey, I might as well just like click it such as. thing is, I wasn't going to be here, and I was like, that's what I feel like talking to friends anyway, so. Yeah.
Friendship.
Pause the stream, I can hear my voice. Oh, we actually have hardly any delay, like only a few seconds.
Huzzah!
That's cool.
We also have no more art to critique. So, I mean, if that's it, there is other things we can do.
Like draw on the Aggie.
Like draw in the Aggie.
That's why I opened it.
Plug that Aggie.
That's your moment there.
Psst,
Damn,
stranger.
Dana.
Stranger.
Dana.
You're slow on the uptake.
There it goes.
Hey.
Why am I this cat? Oh, what? That's weird. It's a pony. It's Sweetie Belle.
Okay, that's your excuse. I'll accept that excuse only.
Oh, there's a cute pony on the Aggie, damn.
It's yeah. I mean, it's Strangersaurus.
I can not do my style properly on Aggie. I just feel like I can't draw properly. So I can try and draw competently, but I can't draw my stuff.
Socks on a horse. Cutie horse.
Glad to hear that. We love being helpful.
Yay.
Yeah. So if that's it, we might just be calling this done in an hour, which is like a new Academy record.
Speed critting. It's like speed dating except for art.
And actually entertaining.
How little can you resist talking art philosophy?
Exactly. Art goodness.
Hello.
Oh gosh, it's
Happy
gift!
birthday!
You know what this means?
Guys, it's 30 minutes over here.
No,
yeah?
too bad.
Shh,
You're still our time. You know what this means, Allie?
Was that what singing?
What?
Sing?
It does.
Oh, no.
It means we're doing it.
Psst,
Got
guys,
30 minutes to go here. Anyway,
What's going to happen?
guys,
You'll see.
Key Pencil Case has a request. She said she had a picture that's not a pony thing, but she's wondering if she can get crits anyway.
I guess we can do it.
Yeah, of course we
Can
can.
you do it after the stream? I don't want to interfere anything. No.
No, there's no
Okay.
options.
No options.
Just smiles.
Only birthdays.
I expect to see people unmuting themselves. You know the rules here.
Unmute.
Unmute them. Oh no, you can't unmute a person. even if
No,
they're
that would be a
themselves.
horrible option.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's
What's that
never
noise?
meant to be.
Come on, shy people.
I believe in
With your-
you.
Not
No,
a-
you don't have to sing for me.
Your cute voice.
Guys,
You're right. We
It's
don't
too
have
much,
to, but
way
we
too
want
much.
to.
Nobody has to do anything.
Exactly. We want to.
Oh, what? Why is Aggie doing
We got
the
CPC
Google thing where it's like random
now.
animals? and
Totally
animals?
now. We're also waiting
Yes.
on CPC's art. All right, we're doing it.
Do it.
On the
Alright.
count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear gift.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
I bet my voice is completely like off time with yours.
Everyone.
You guys are coming in.
Everyone, it's been
No, you
terrible.
two. You two are coming in the same like time, which is very hard to do on an internet thing.
I haven't heard TPC.
No.
No,
CPC sang in our
you're
heart.
too quiet and adorable for your own good.
This was a very special birthday
You
episode.
guys are so sweet.
I hope you look at the Eggy gift. Oh,
Yes,
you
I
did.
see.
Yeah.
I see it.
There's boxes and a box pony.
There's more. There's a pony out of a box.
It's just a pony in a box. Wait, I hope there's holes in that box.
I work with Pony Box. I have to see you now.
That's a Tumblr, right?
I believe
It's
so.
the guys who make the Doctor Who's Adventures radio play.
Yeah.
I was only kidding.
Some people in the Picarto chat also say happy birthday.
Ah, thank you guys.
Because that was broadcast over the internet just for you.
Of course.
Mistimed singing. I hope you guys loved it. I know you did.
Well,
We are strange people.
we are. But we bring smiles to the world, or at least
Yay.
we like to think we do. You got that, Living Dad?
What do I got? Oh, I guess I could click that instead of staring at the Aggie.
Nah, you're not allowed.
What? I've seen this
I re-
picture.
I revoke your powers to click things.
Oh. This is gonna be hard.
It's challenge mode for you.
Alright, let's do this then. Don't click it, but go to it. I think I can use, like... Can I use keyboard shortcuts?
Totally.
Okay. Can I get into the... Oh, no, I have to click into the... Oh, no, I can alt-tab over there. Let's go over there. No, I can't tab through it. Shoot.
What can't you tab through?
I can't just tab through everything to get to the image. Because she said I couldn't
I love
click.
that you're actually taking up the challenge.
It just
Do
doesn't
you mean
work.
your Google tabs? You can't. I think there is a button to switch to.
No,
tabs.
it's not. I couldn't click on the link because she said I couldn't.
But do
I
right
like-
clicks count?
No clicking. This is challenge mode for zombies.
Or you can select it, can't you? And then copy.
No, because that'd be a click. I can't use the
No,
mouse,
no.
basically.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I just gotta resize the classically large CPC picture.
What you gotta do is actually just do the metal thing and just type in every single part of the hyperlink.
That's
Just-
hardcore. No, what you have to do is type a program
done that.
that'll click on the link for you.
Yeah, you gotta program a hack.
Do you want the stream to ever end?
No,
This
we're
is
not
the
getting that
stream
record.
that never ends.
This goes now to year 2022 and beyond.
It's a good thing Picarto is paying us now.
What? It is?
Listen, we can become a partner, a Picarto partner.
Ooh.
You know, you have to share all
Yeah,
the
they
payment
have,
with
like, the whole,
all
like,
of us.
Subscription thing, don't they? But I never looked into that.
They just started a whole Well, they're going to start a partner program like Twitch has. Like you can partner stream and get paid for streaming and have events and
That's cool if I even like remember to stream.
stream schedules are hard to keep up. I don't know how people do it.
I even forget this one happened. Okay. That's a smiling pop. Did you ever complete the challenge of
Yes, it's up on the draw pile thing.
I need to switch draw part to the other screen because I'm using my main screen for Aggie drawing.
The hand, not hooves. They aren't hooves, Allie.
They aren't.
Because it's a raccoon-like thing.
Yes. I think it used to be like Mousy and the mouse, and then she's like.
It's no longer blue.
Yes. Which I considered doing Mousy, because for cause of the raccoon, every other animal under the rainbow of animals.
Don't worry. We know
It's
you're
a fox,
trash
it's
panda.
A dog, it's
You're a trash panda.
like every animal. My friends always call me a Tanuki. I'm not that much of a I mean, I am, but.
Alright, so what can we do to this picture? Looks like Allie's doing some
I'm
stuff
figuring
here.
things. I'm playing. I'm seeing what I can do because it seems just a smidge too far, too curled. You know, maybe a little too long.
I don't know how. Can you? Oh, that's so weird to do. To turn your wrist and hold like that?
I mean, I know people that like hold on to their backpack strips and kind of come back like that, but
Yeah, I
like
pop my arm to the side when doing that.
either that or I pop my wrist out. Like you'll have the hold, the wrist, then the arm. Sort of like that. Have it pop out.
Yeah, that's totally it.
And then the same, you'd see the same on this side, have it pop out before it goes back.
That makes it look more, well, anthro. But they basically have the same sort of arms as humans.
I'd say this is a mix between feral and anthro. You know, standing up anthro, but
Feral?
still feral. Feral is when an animal is completely just itself on four legs. You know,
It's just an animal, not a.
natural animal proportions and bone structure.
Not because it's foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, and this is just how I would fix up the back portion here. Not have it too extreme. I'd say that this leg's fine. I like how you did that. You got your proper bends. Nice toes.
I think it's this this smoothness that goes on right up there that's throwing me off on that leg. That thing right there. I would reduce that, make it a bit harder flex.
Because I know people that actually do have that like smoothness, and it can work. I just think something feels off about it here. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I think defining where the crease is will definitely help.
Yeah.
Because I do see people who do like the.
You have the little fluffiness on the one ear here, but we don't see it on the side, just the top here. Just even out ears. This is so adorable. But where's the nostril holes?
Little nostril nosies. Oh, and be careful of eye size. You lost some serious
That's true.
height on the back eye here.
But it is adorable.
Yeah, otherwise cute as heck.
That backpack isn't on its back. It's like one shoulder pack.
You can just solve that by boop-a-doop
Yeah.
overlap.
If you do that
Maybe a
and
little.
just a little bit behind, like that, over there, give it the blue.
Yeah. Want to give the legs a more smooth curve. I think you can still keep the curve, just make it more exaggerated. Right now it's too smooth. It's more like a wobbly line than a distinct curve. So I just, even if, you don't have to do these sharp edges like I did, that's just to emphasize where the crease, would be. More than welcome to turn that into a curve. I think even this foot could be bent. Can I rotate? Does this program let me do that? I forget.
You can select a chunk and do a transform.
How do I I can resize.
Control T, I think. Oh no, does this? No, this doesn't have layer rotation.
Yeah. All right. Boo.
It has 90-degree rotations.
All right. Well, then I'll just quick.
Oh my gosh.
Eraser.
That's a cute little Tumblr. Or Twitter.
What is?
Q Pencil Case has a Twitter.
Oh, and of course, I can agree without even seeing it. I have one too, but I don't really use it much. I should. But I think Q Pencil Case is like the reason I was working as well. Q Pencil Case is one of the reasons why he used Twitter in the first place.
Just something a little less extreme for this lifted paw. I need to play with it some more and look up our references, but I think it's just too extremely curved back.
All right.
Anybody else out there have art they would like critiques, or Q Pencil Case if you have any other questions?
It's gift horse. You should look the gift horse in the mouth. Because it's adorable.
Give it a smooch.
Smoochy smooch.
I don't recommend to do this. Maybe it will bite.
No.
Why would we?
I suspect plushies will just explode.
Yeah.
Oh, plushies are a good thing.
Exploding plushies? Nonsense.
They're trying to break out of the art. They don't want to be in draw pile anymore.
They want to break free.
Well, there's always been the plenty of art of Pinky breaking the fourth wall and climbing out of her computer screens. Even I've done that before. In fact, twice. I had my when I first got this set of double screens, because I used to have them on my old computer. When I got like this set on my old computer, I made a thing, one of my backgrounds, before I had them like changing backgrounds. I had like just a couple of ones. But the right one was the picture where Pinkie Pie's like breaking through the wall, and she's like on the other side. She smiles. Which is a picture that I used to cheer myself up when I'm sad. And then the other side of the back, like I lined out so like just the blackness was cut off, so it's just like his head's just bring off the screen. And on the other background, I edited her head in. So I just had like these backgrounds that Pinkie was just invading, and I even like made little hoof shapes and cut them around the, put them on the edge of the screen. Just looked like she was breaking through one monitor and into the other one. It was really cute.
That's adorable.
But I can't do it as easily now, unfortunately.
I'll take this time to say, hey guys, if you're in the stream chat there or Discord listening, jump in on the Aggie here. We're drawing gifts. Gifts for gifts. Presents, boxes, wrapping paper, bags,
I forgot to line part of mine.
ponies.
Oh, that
Gifts
rhymes.
come in all form.
Yes. I completely forgot to line part of mine. Sorry.
All right. Well, if that's it, then that's it. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Art was fun.
you know how it is. We'll be here next time. Next week.
Or will we?
Yeah. Usually.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, yeah, you have a point.
The only time we aren't is when Alley Claw implodes. We also might not be here August. Wait for it.
Bro.
Yeah, the BronyCon August. Which one is that? That's like
So
7th.
see, we just make the Europeans take over the stream.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, it would be like August 15th. We might be just dead.
You hear that, guys? All y'all listening in, I know you Europeans, you're gonna be working this. Yep. That's adorable, CPC.
Are we drawing on the walls?
I sure hope we are.
Why doesn't I have cut options? Of all the things, I have to draw. I have to line this again now. So is I.
All right. Thank you all, and see you next week.